Jeff Solon and the Swingin' Big Band August 8th. The Aztec Museum and Pioneer Village at 125 North Main Avenue in Aztec. Find out more online at aztecmuseum.org.
Ten minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Thursday morning, the 29th day of May, 2025. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Micklin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE, 90.9 FM over the air right here in San Juan County, New Mexico. Of course, in Durango, Colorado, we're broadcasting all the time at 103.3 FM. And if you're listening to my voice anywhere else on the planet, you've gone to our website to do that. We're streaming the audio all the time from KSJE.com. Welcome also to our viewers who are joining us this morning. The video of this program is streaming out live to the KSJE Facebook page and also to our YouTube channel. So welcome aboard, everybody. So glad that you are with us, because coming up in the next few moments, having a great conversation with Flo Trujillo from the Northwest New Mexico Arts Council. They are involved in a lot of things coming up this summer. We will tell you about all of them and some other things that are going on with the Arts Council. So stay tuned for that conversation. It begins in the next few moments right here on KSJE this morning. Then, of course, stay tuned, because Mick Hess is going to take us roving with the arts, our weekday classical music program, and he also talks about all the arts events coming up. That's coming your way next hour at 9:06 on KSJE. A reminder that you can connect with us on other social media platforms like Instagram and X, and also now Blue Sky. So check us out over there and see what else is going on here at KSJE. We're also reminding you about our podcast, too. You can subscribe for free to KSJE Podcasts. You'll find them at places where you're already listening to podcasts. So check them out and discover a new local program that you may have missed recently. Outside our studios here at San Juan College on this Thursday morning, it's mostly sunny, 62 degrees at the moment. We're expecting some increasing clouds a little bit, but still a partly sunny day today with a high of 84, 58 overnight tonight. More sunshine tomorrow with a high of 86 on Friday. Maybe some scattered showers this weekend with highs Saturday and Sunday near 87 degrees and overnight lows, as you can see, in the mid-60s. Maybe that chance of rain will fall into early next week on Monday and Tuesday. We'll keep an eye on that. Back with my guest, Flo Trujillo from the Northwest New Mexico Arts Council, right after this on KSJE. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center. The most important ingredients to sustaining health and wellness are the resources and tools that help you live a vibrant and healthy life. At San Juan Regional Medical Center, the goal is to promote health by making sure those resources are available. Find the path to the best life at lifebetterhere.com. San Juan Regional Medical Center. Better is our mission, improving lives through personalized health and care.
Life is all about getting from one place to another, from home to work, between school and the store. But what if you don't know exactly how to get there? That's where the Navigation Center can help. Maybe you've lost vital documents, need help with housing, or can't find a medical provider. Located inside Presbyterian Medical Services at 1001 West Broadway, the Navigation Center can help you navigate life's challenges. The San Juan County Navigation Center, connecting to resources, empowering lives.
I'm back in Studio A this morning with my guest, as I mentioned. Flo Trujillo is here from the Northwest New Mexico Arts Council. There she is. Flo, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Scott.
Thank you for being here.
Well, thanks for having us.
You're welcome. It's the start of a busy summer season for the Arts Council, as we were talking. So lots of things you're involved with and putting together, which we appreciate. And that's what we want to talk about this morning.
You
so,
bet. We're
things going
ready.
on. Very true. You mentioned to me, too, right before we came on the air about our partnership, too, here at KSJE. The Arts Council has been a long-time supporter from the very beginning of our Native Art Voices podcast and radio program with Vinaya Yazi. She talks to Native artists every third Thursday. So thank you for that continuing partnership.
Oh, we're always excited to bring in that new voice.
Very true. And Vinaya has been great in talking to some local artists and really sharing their stories, and we love doing that. So thank you for the partnership.
Well, thank you. I know she's our committee chair, and she appreciates it.
Very good. Well, she does a great job for us, and we appreciate the partnership, as I said. So it's great to be able to work with you on that regard. But there's a lot of other big things coming, and I guess first and foremost would be gosh, next Friday. It's the first summer art walk of the season, right?
Yes, we have our very first art walk. Actually, we started our art walk in April. We have for a year.
Right.
And April is when we kicked it off, but June seems to be the biggest kickoff because everyone wants to join us after Riverfest.
Right.
Which everyone is welcome. Even if you didn't make it to the flyer, we want to invite you to come and join us. It is on the first Friday, and it is scheduled to begin at 4 o'clock, so 5 o'clock, but vendors can set up at 4 o'clock. Find a nice little spot downtown. There's lots of places. Set up and sell.
There you go. Very good. June 6th, 5 to 8 p.m. Downtown. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 blocks of downtown, basically, right?
Yes.
Between Auburn and Wall Streets.
Yes.
And a lot of the stores are also hosting artists
Yes, they
as well,
are.
which is a big part of the art walk.
That is a big part of the art walk, and we appreciate the downtown businesses. The whole purpose of this is our partnership with the city of Farmington to help create an arts and cultural district. And one of the things we wanted to do is to make sure that people do come down and see the new businesses that are now open. We want them to use downtown, not to wait till holidays or Christmas or when they're eating at the Chili Pot or Thai restaurant, but to make it part of their shopping time or whenever they're visiting. And the art walk and the Makers Market gives them an opportunity to walk downtown and check it out.
Very, very true. And we're seeing the list of businesses on the screen right now. There's a ton of them.
Yes.
So for folks who think there aren't any businesses downtown, you're wrong about that because look at that list. And then all the artists that are also
Yes.
a part of the art walk will be at these businesses is another great thing as well. And it really is, you can spend definitely that whole evening just wandering and perusing and browsing the different stores and the art in those stores.
Yes, Tom Taylor mentioned one time that, of course, everyone likes to start off at Artifacts or likes to start off in the middle, like at Hart Gallery, which is a wonderful spot,
Right.
and right smack in the middle, or right after they've eaten at one of our really fine restaurants. But he mentioned one time it's a nice little stroll. You start over at Artifacts, you walk all the way down past Belisana to Wall Art, and then turn around and come back. It's about a good maybe 2.5 mile trek.
Yeah.
So it takes you a little while. It's not going to be 5 minutes.
That's true. Very
But everything
true.
is still very close.
Oh, true. Very true. And walkable now, of course, with some of the improvements downtown, and the sidewalks are wider, and there's more room for pedestrians and all those things. And then, of course, don't get me started about the downtown art that's been installed, too, because that's also another treat as you're walking through downtown.
Yes, and we are always appreciative of you with the San Juan leadership that gives us the opportunity to provide a walking tour of Art in the Alley, and of course include some of our sculptures as well, which are now featured all over. You can go over to the Civic Center and see some. So they're not just downtown. They started downtown,
Right.
and I don't know if you know this, but they're for sale. So if there's any business out there who's interested in those sculptures, the sculptors would really love to sell them to you.
True. I've noticed that, too, but I have very expensive tastes I've discovered about myself and my taste in art, but they're beautiful, and they're really unique, and they're really cool to see the variety of art and sculptures that have been included in the displays downtown. And I know the city also purchases a few so they can keep them permanently, too,
Yes.
and put them on display, which is great. I think the hummingbird sculpture at Wall Avenue outside Artifacts is one that's now in the permanent collection.
Oh yeah, I think the horned
Hummingbird.
toad is everyone's favorite.
Horn toad, too. That's right. Very true. But the art walk will be happening next Friday.
Yes.
Downtown, 5 to 8 p.m. And we encourage folks to go down there. You've got maps and other directions available for folks to pick up at all these
Yes.
businesses, too, right?
Yes, and everything is available online as well, and it's been posted on social media as well.
Excellent. Very good. Well, again, one of my favorite events. The summer art walk is great. The spring art walk is good, too. You'll have 2 more this year as well.
Yes.
So stay tuned, everybody. But they are great events to bring folks downtown. And again, thanks to the business owners for hosting these artists.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, they make extra space just for us to come in there. And I think Bear Yang will be in a bookstore. I mean, actually, not the bookstore, at the shoes. And brown shoes.
Right.
And then, of course, we have our newest bookstore downtown, which will host someone as well. So just look for everything that's down there.
I'm looking at Quill and Quest hosting Theater Ensemble Arts.
The burning crafts.
And the Cornejo wood burning crafts. Yeah.
Yes.
So as you said, so there you go.
That's Megan Cornejo.
Wonderful. But there's a bunch of folks that are going to be throughout downtown, as you can see on the screen, everybody. So we encourage you to go check it out.
Yeah.
If you have a favorite artist, go visit them.
Absolutely.
And say hello and maybe buy something.
Absolutely. Inside the stores, they have some wonderful little discounts sometimes for the art walks. And then you can also buy, for instance, I think at Quill and Quest, the TEA will be there. So if you're looking for some tickets for our next theater productions, they are there as well. So I think we're trying to just help our art community.
Definitely. Very true. And a lot of unique things. If it's not the artist, it's in the local stores. And so a lot of things that you can't find anyplace else, I would say. And
absolutely. But support local artists. We really appreciate this opportunity. Just at least on that one day, go out and just support the local artists.
Very true. And the one thing I like about being able to go to an art walk or see and visit with a local artist is if I see something I like, I can ask them about it and they will have a story. They will tell me their inspiration or what inspired them to do this, or if there's a story behind that certain item or what have you.
Absolutely. I was in track the other day, not too long ago, and I love bears. So I got to buy something from Brad, actually, which is really nice. And he told me the story about being in Alaska and taking the photo.
See?
And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool.
Shout out
bear.
Photographer Brad Ryan. So great photos. That's true. Of bears and a lot of other wild things.
Yes, Derek Kasea. And I think Karen Coy is going to be the featured artist at Heart Gallery too. So, all of them really go a little extra mile just to bring out the artists in the community.
Very, very true. And track you mentioned, and that, of course, is the Three Rivers Art Center.
Yes.
That's right downtown as well, otherwise known as track.
Yeah, next door to Chili Pod.
There you go. Can't miss it.
No.
So, very true. The other thing that's coming up soon that I wanted to ask you about is the Makers Market that happens in downtown every Thursday.
Yes.
And that's another thing that the Arts Council is involved with.
Yes, and this is Michael Darmody, actually Michael Bullock's baby that started a couple of years ago, right before COVID. But one of the things that we like to do is invite not only our growers but our artisans. So this is more of an artisan market. We have 7 growers in markets in our community, and we're one of them. So this is all throughout San Juan County, and we always invite our growers to just come and sell when they haven't sold at the other markets, because growers are always free at our market. As far as the artisans, we have a booth fee that's, if you drop in on that day, it's $8, but you can buy a really nice pass for 5 visits from June to September for $5, and each time, and it'll be just $25. So that's probably
All
your
summer.
best bet.
Yeah, no kidding, right? So that'd be great. Okay. And so we find almost everything down there, I guess, right? The poster
Homemade.
says everything from edible to repurposed.
Yes, homemade, handmade, homegrown, and everything that is local as well, which is nice. We do get visitors that come from Colorado as well, which is really nice. Sometimes from Utah. It depends on what they're doing and when they're passing through. But one of the things that we like to do is be a host in our community for just this local artisan community.
Got you. And this is centered mostly at Orchard Park Plaza, right there at Main and
Yes.
Orchard. It kind of spreads out depending on how many vendors, I guess, that you have from week to week, right?
We usually have everything from, sometimes we can have 15, sometimes we can have 55. So one of the things that we do is we close up the street across from Three Rivers, which is around the rotunda. It's just on Orchard to Art in the Alley. And we'll close that little area, and we put our food vendors there. But it extends. So once we fill up the park, we go down the street on these fabulous sidewalks.
Got you. Very cool. And so again, if folks still are interested in being part of the Makers Market, it's not too late for them to sign up for a space, right? They can actually show up day of, can't they?
Actually, we register the day you show up. We have a lot of registrations already, but when you show up, we will give you all the paperwork at that time. We want you to come in, bring your tables and chairs and your canopy, set things up, and then we'll come to you, and we'll have, if you're not registered already, we will go ahead and register you, and at that time is when we collect fees. I do want to say, as I mentioned, nonprofits, growers, and also youth are invited. Youth, anyone from high school on down, has a free booth anytime they like. So look, we get a lot of fundraisers as well, which is really good.
Nice. Very cool. So they're always welcome.
Everybody, we want you to make money. We want you to bring people downtown also. Really, that's the main goal.
Right. Right. And looking at the list, as we're showing, it's handmade, homemade, homegrown.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that you're looking for. Fresh produce, the baked goods, the jams and jellies, the leather goods, crafts.
Collectibles, too. Collectibles. Someone asked me, can I sell
Antiques like me.
Yes. No, not you. Collectibles are always great. Someone asked me, I have all these great collectibles. Can I sell them? I said, yes, as long as they're not just bought at Walmart or whatever, and they are collectibles.
Right.
And so we do get a couple of those. We get some antiques as well. Every once in a while, we'll get some pretty nice stuff. I don't like to have really knives or guns or anything there. Like
Okay.
that.
Gotcha. But other things are okay.
Everything else is fine.
Gotcha. And you usually have some music playing as well?
We do. We will
some entertainers
have,
there?
Yes, we will have music playing. Actually, Mark Smith, who is part of the San Juan Combo, is San Juan Jazz Combo.
Yeah.
Actually is our featured guest once a month, and then we have a lot of visitors in between when we fill the area and stage with music.
Nice. Very good.
So if you're a musician, give me a call.
That's right. Call Flo. There's the number on the screen. I assume that's your number, probably,
is.
right? The 505-320-0615.
Yes.
Phone number to call, and maybe you can get signed up to perform at a Maker's Market
or at
this
an
summer.
art walk.
True.
Yeah, we want music on every corner. So if you like to play music, come put out a little bucket and get some donations while you play.
There you go. Very true. And so again, the Maker's Market Thursdays, 3 to 7 through June through September, basically all summer long.
Some of our makers do stay there until about 8 o'clock. It depends on the sunlight and also the weather.
Sure, I understand that. But officially it's 3 to 7.
Yes,
officially.
3 to 7.
There you
Show
go.
up.
Very good. You mentioned jazz, and that brings us to another big event that's coming up that we're going to talk
Yes.
about, and that is the return of Jazzfest in 2025. You have got it scheduled for Saturday, July 19th. It's a free event, also downtown
Yes.
at Orchard Plaza Park.
Yes.
And so lots of things happening with that event this year.
Yes, the reason we're bringing back the Jazz Fest is one of the historic events of Jacob C. Morgan starting an event there back in 1859 or something, 79, something like that, to 1950, when he was from Crown Point, but he came and he would always play his trumpet for the community, invite the community if you have instruments to come and play. So that's one of the reasons we started that, along with the jazz jams. But being able to recognize a historic event for downtown Farmington and continue a tradition is really important. And it's all free, of course.
Right, which is great. Thank you to sponsors that we see on the poster right there. So
Yes,
we're happy to be
and
there as well.
Thank you, KSJE, San Juan College. Margaret Claire has been just wonderful and making sure that we have our checklist, just check on everything. So I appreciate what she's helped me do.
Wonderful. And another name that folks, I hope, will recognize is Delbert Anderson. He is a big part of Jazzfest 2025. Yes. He is busy, I know, connecting with these different performers who will be there, of course, and he'll be there performing too, I think, a little bit, won't he?
Yes, he will. He'll be there with his quartet, and he will be joined by Julia Keefe, the international indigenous singer of Nez Perce, but she's a singer out of New York. And so they travel around a lot together, and Delbert is I mean, he's so hard to find anymore. He travels internationally. So having him available is going to be a really nice opportunity for people to see him in action.
Yeah, and it's great to see him and all the success that he has had by being asked to perform in all these international places.
Yes.
And it's been really fun to watch his career kind of literally take off.
It did. It started in I don't know if you remember, right before COVID time when we had to shut down, over at Studio 116. Thank goodness Karen Ellsbury provided us with that opportunity to be outdoors. And people were looking for it, and they were enjoying it. I did not realize how much this community enjoyed jazz.
Right. We always thought that they did because we have jazz on the air every afternoon here at KSJE,
yes.
but it's nice to hear it performed live.
And see everyone join us and bring their blankets and chairs and just sit and listen to jazz.
And that's what Jazzfest is going to be all about, right?
It sure is. And we have lots of performers, including our third hour. Our third hour was a part of a band that started here at not only San Juan College, but in our local schools with Delbert. And third hour consists of Amani Presbent, James, Nathan Sebastian, and Joy Ray, who are students that started with us from high school and started playing with Delbert, and so we put them as one of our opening acts.
Wonderful. Very good. Well, again, mark your calendars. You'll hear more about it here on KSJE as we get closer. Saturday, July 19th, free event. I imagine you can come and go if you like to, or come and sit and enjoy the whole afternoon, right? And evening, basically, right? Because it's from noon till about 8 o'clock.
It starts at noon with a workshop, and then we start our jazz at 4 o'clock. We might have a special guest with the 44th Army jazz band also, so they may be making an appearance. We're waiting on approval on that. But as far as coming downtown, when you're listening to the music, it's right on Orchard. You can't miss it. If you get hungry, go to some of our restaurants. If you get tired, go shop a little bit. Make it a day. Just I do want to mention, if it rains, which Farmington, we never know, we will actually be inside the Tota Theater, just in case you don't see us at Orchard and you have your umbrella.
Gotcha. Very good. You got a plan for everything.
Yes, we do.
That's smart. That's the way to do it. So Jazzfest is coming up again in July, on July 19th, everybody. My guest this morning, Flo Trujillo, is here. She is with the Northwest New Mexico Arts Council. They do so much in the community, and we have a little bit extra time. Flo, you mentioned earlier the Art in the Alley project, which I really enjoy, you know that, and of course we feature it every year with Leadership San Juan, and you're so great to tour through there with the class. But for folks who aren't aware of it, and maybe there are still folks who aren't, this was another, I think, COVID era project that the Arts Council helped to make possible, providing some paint, and then reach out to local artists who really expressed themselves with some really cool murals in the alleys just behind, half a block off of Main Street, and folks can walk down there and really see some really cool works of art.
Absolutely, and many of them do have stories. So as you're walking around, you'll see a Navajo code talker. It's not any one special, but it represents them. One of the good things about this is we're going to continue it with the Animas District down in the south side. So we're hoping to continue our Art in the Alley and go a little bit further and keep it all downtown. But we aren't just there. We try to go everywhere as much as possible.
The Animas District is an area just south of Main Street that goes from Main down to the river, basically, right? Which is what you're talking about. And the city is targeting that for some efforts and maybe some development and opportunities. So that sounds like a great partnership.
And Art in the Alley is really something that started right with COVID, so thank you.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
So thank you. And you probably know just as much, but I think we love giving tours. We do a couple more with some schools, especially during May. But it is important to know who your artists are. And as I mentioned, there's always a story behind it. And when you stand and look at it, it's pretty exciting. As a matter of fact, I got an email from Applebee's, and they want to commission our Art in the Alley to put in Applebee's in Farmington. So I don't know how that's going to work out. We do have permissions, of course, from all the artists to be able to do that, but it will be yet another way to be able to promote our downtown Main Street.
Very cool. Very interesting. And there really are different scenes. They're all up to the artists, I think, interpretation and creativity, of course, and so you get to see, again, a lot of different representations of art in the alley as you take a walk kind of behind some of these storefronts on Main Street. And I think the building owners really appreciate it too, because it kind of snazzies up their exteriors a little bit.
Yes, they do, and they have an opportunity, if they want a mural, to contact the Arts Council, and we will provide them with the information. It's on our website, so please check it out.
Very good. Another thing to talk about as well. And so to talk about some of these events that are downtown, and I always like to say for folks who maybe wonder about parking and things like that, that's another area. Adjacent to the alley, there is so much parking downtown just off of Main Street. There's parking on Main Street, of course, too, but if folks don't find anything or would rather find it somewhere else, there's lots of parking off of Broadway, off of Arrington. That's not a really good excuse not to come downtown.
No. No, when you park at Walmart, you're walking farther than if you park in a parking lot in downtown Main Street and you just walk into the building. Sometimes you can go in through the back doors. That's why we have the art in the alley in the first place,
True.
because we're highlighting that space.
Right. Very true. So I always like to point that out because I think it's an important distinction for folks to remember that. And there are places a lot of those stores have back doors, as you said, that they can walk through and get out to Main and do the art walk or some other things. Or there's a couple places where you can walk through, some pocket parks that have been put in as well. So lots of really cool things to discover downtown.
Yes, and look for Breezeway Pocket Park across from TJ's. That's going to get a new renovation. And next year, Orchard Park will get a new renovation. So there's going to be a lot to look forward to in coming downtown.
Very, very good. Well, Flo, let's recap a little bit about what we talked about this morning. Again, the Summer Art Walk is coming up June 6th. That's a week from tomorrow, 5 to 8 p.m. throughout downtown Farmington. As you can see, there are lots of businesses on both the north and south side of Main Street that'll be hosting artists, and then others just maybe even performing along the street on every corner, you said. And so,
yeah, we usually have over 100, maybe 125 at the most sometimes.
Nice. So lots of things to be able to see and do and eat downtown. So that's always great to be able to do for the Summer Art Walk. And then, of course, next week is June already, and that means the Makers Market will fire up next Thursday, a week from today.
Yes, we're going to be busy that time.
Very cool. Orchard Park Plaza, again, the Makers Market from June to September from 3 to 7 p.m. You can check that out again, or set up a booth and sell.
Yeah, just come on down. We're really friendly.
There you go. That's true. That's very true. The friendliest, I would say. And then the other item we wanted to mention and remind folks of is Jazzfest 2025, Saturday, July 19th, the free event, again, in Orchard Plaza Park. And Delbert Anderson and some of his friends will be there, and a lot of other very talented people.
Yeah, and thank you. Be looking for that interview. I also want to mention the Jazz Jams that will start on Wednesdays in July, July 9th, and that will continue through the end of August. It's always on Wednesdays. It's free. It starts from 7 to 9. Bring your blankets. Enjoy.
And they'll be where this year?
At Orchard Park.
In Orchard Park. Good to know. Very good. Well, Flo, great to see you. Great to talk with you. Thank you for all you do with the Arts Council and the rest of the Arts Council and supporting the arts here in the Four Corners.
Thank you. My goodness, that's how we get the word out. And please come see us.
You bet. Good to see you.
All right.
Flo Trujillo from the Northwest New Mexico Arts Council, my guest this morning here on KSJE.
Should AI decide which families to watch for child abuse? From American Public Media, this is Marketplace Tech.